Okay, good. We're live. Namaste and welcome. Akasha here, Nana Akasha. And what we're going to do today is this is day 2 of our Intuition Awakening Challenge. So, yesterday we went kind of long. We did an incredible 30-minute process at the end. So, make sure that you check it out here, subscribe, click the notifications so you know when we're doing all this fun stuff. And everything is to help you get more in tune with who you are, with your inner authority, your inner voice, your soul's purpose, your life path. These are things that very few people on this planet know or have been encouraged to pursue or understand. So when it comes down to the simple question of what do you want? Are you happy? Often it's, I don't know what I want, but that really means, well, I haven't allowed myself to want what I want. I was told I can't have what I want. I feel like I can't have what I want. I've never gotten what I want. Anytime I got something I want, there was a consequence that came with it. It was a struggle. It was a lot of work. I had to sacrifice. Other people don't like it. It causes waves. When I want what I want, when I speak what I want, when I enjoy what I want, when I get what I want, when I live the life of bliss that I came here to live, which is really, sorry, it's in you. It's never going to shut up. Then what happens? We've been living in a cage, and we've been living in a cage that was invisible, that is now no longer invisible. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we're very aware now that everything is relative. Time is relative. Time is speeding up. It's faster. It used to be, well, it's because you're getting older. And we thought that because we were getting older. So we are in a phase of fast awakening. We have an opportunity now that has never existed on the planet and will never exist in this way again. And it's right here, right now, because right here, right now is the best place to be. It has everything we need, regardless of what is happening in your life versus my life versus someone else's life. Everything you could possibly require to succeed in whatever way that means to you. And you'll have to unhook the ego a little bit there. So we don't have time to go into that too much, but we are going to talk about your ego. We're going to talk about what you want. We're going to talk about why you don't know what you want. You don't ask for what you want. You don't speak, think, act, believe you can have what you want. And if you have done it, yay. In some areas of your life, like me, yay. You probably have other areas of your life that you haven't done it, or you've done it to a lesser degree. And then here's the next thing. What you want changes every single millisecond because you change. You learn something new, you complete something. You understand something, you try something. You are revealed to a whole new way of seeing things, understanding things, and you no longer have this very solid perception. This is the way things are. They're only this way. It has to be this way. And when they're not this way, then things are bad. And when things are bad, then I have to be worried, and I have to believe in lack, and I have to believe in not asking for what I want, and I have to put everybody else first and all this other stuff. So number one, don't be a jerk. Don't be an ass to yourself or anyone else. That's like the simplest, most common sense law that's been completely erased on this planet. What you do and think, what you believe and you say is creating this. Is it what you want? Then there's something wrong with the system, and it's not in the divine laws. We live in a reality of a structure of light, and it has laws. And if we understand those laws and we turn back our intuition, which is the sense that plugs into those laws, those realms, those universes, the medicine, the understanding, the wisdom, gods, goddesses, fairies, fays, nature spirits, roots, crystals, waters, moon, ascended masters, rays of the creation, color rays are conscious. Everything is consciousness. That means we have an absolute infinite buffet around us and within us that has every possible version of this reality in it. Why are we creating more of this? Isn't it time to say, no, thank you? I'm not playing that game. I'm not agreeing with that story. I am not going to create any more war, pain, abuse, trauma, drama, fear, manipulation, gaslighting, lack, dis-ease, judgment, rejection, regret, shame, enslavement, anger, craving, addiction, on and on and on it goes. And up until now, we've been fed the story that we're powerless to change it unless we go out and we do a campaign or we make a lot of money or we become the president of the company. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of struggle. It takes a lot of doing things you don't want to do, doing things you don't like. Maybe you were lucky. You got a career. You had a family. You had something in your soul that called to you early and said, I have to do what I want, but I'm still going to do it inside of these parameters. That was me. And I was people pleasing my ass off to everybody in the universe. Okay. And it's not anybody's fault. It's my story. And I love my story now. And I read my story and I look at my story and I study my story of my life, not to blame anyone else. Not to say it was the economy, it was my father, it was my children, it was my dog, it was my boss, it was my money, it was my mistake, it was my upbringing, it was my education. It's their fault, it's that person's fault. Stop right now. If you have any desire whatsoever to ever fully embody the reason you came here, the spiritual powers you have to walk on that path, with prosperity and peace and power and purpose. This is what's available to you right now. You don't have to tell that story again. It doesn't matter if you could sit down and give me 17,000 volumes written out in fine type of all the bad things that have happened to you and all the people who've hurt you and all the abuses that have happened and all the times you didn't speak up and all the times you gave to someone else first and all the times you ignored your intuition and all the times you suppressed what you wanted and all the times you thought that you were going to get ahead and finally be seen and finally be appreciated and finally be valued and finally be paid one day. And guess what? Everything we were taught, everything we were programmed, everything we were conditioned into, the history we were taught to believe and to listen to, the religions, the family cultures, the systems, the cosmovision, the worldview, the prejudices, the belief. Did you grow up in a family that said rich people were greedy, that you know, who do you think you are to have what you want? Money doesn't grow on trees. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's still one of the stupidest thing I ever heard. So what's going on right now? The grand breakdown. Now is your opportunity. Don't see anything as bad. Take back your power right now. According to David Hawkins, power and taking it back is at the state of acceptance. Acceptance, not war, not fighting, not judging, not making new laws, not learning a new degree, not chasing down 20 jobs, not staying up 65 nights learning a new degree or worrying about whether you're going to be able to pay the rent. Every time you do anything, say it, think it, especially speak it, the vibration of your fear is coming through it. The vibration of your belief is coming through it. The vibration of what you think is coming through it. And what happens most of the time? You're completely unconscious as you're walking through life, just patterns and habits and other people and pleasing people and saying shit you don't want to say. And at first, you don't even know you don't want to say it and you don't know how to say anything else. And all you've been doing is this. And this is a really, really deep shit right now. So write down, okay? You've been taught to report your life. Okay. You've been taught to believe what you see. Okay. And a long list of fill in the blank from your particular family, culture, era, age, religion, and so on. Okay. We have this nice set of welcome clothes that we got when we came on the planet and jumped into our little bodies. Now, that's just the way it is. You start to accept it. That's the way it was beforehand. What if you went back and with your intuitive body, you went to when you were creating this life? What if you went to any aspect of you at any phase of this life? What if you went to your higher self, your I am presence, the elemental body that lives inside of you, the cellular memories, the intelligence in your DNA? Everything is alive. It's full of information. And most people are walking around lost in the dark. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change it. I wish I had some support. I wish I had some love. I wish this was different. I wish that was different. Why is it this way? Why is it this way? Why is it this way? I hate that it's this way. And that's what you're creating. It's really simple. It seems a little bit harsh at first, but it's the most empowering thing. If you accept this truth and go to the state of acceptance, you are not weak. You are not saying it's okay that anything happened to you. You are not condoning anything, and you're definitely not choosing it. Okay? Very important distinction. Acceptance is the wisdom of the master teacher, the divine teacher. That is within you because you are the divine in a body. Now, as the divine in a body, what are you doing here? Do you remember what you're doing here? Do you remember any portion of what you're doing here? That's coming through your intuitive senses. If you have dreams, if you've learned to meditate, if you go on retreat like I do, if you go to sacred places, if you do chanting and mantras, if you do yoga, if you do meditation, if you work with the spirits and the crystals, if you talk to the sunrise, if you go to the pyramids, whatever it is that you do, you are where you are because in some ways you've been letting through the least path of resistance of your intuitive wisdom, knowledge, that part of you that wants to speak and guide you because it can connect you to a network of almost infinite information. Whereas when we believe in this reality and what I see and what that person says, and that this person might, well, this horrible thing might happen in 10 years because this happened. And if we don't stop this now, this other horrible thing will happen. Every time you listen to one of these supposed experts who's just talking out their butt, in my opinion, is everybody has an opinion. And if it is feeding you in a positive way, excellent. Okay. I listen to people who are talking about taking your power back, not by going to war, not by making other people wrong, not by looking in the mirror of my life and saying, you change now. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to talk to the wholeness of me. I'm going to say, who has a connection to my heart? Who knows what we were supposed to do in this moment? Who's here today? What's the day sign that's carrying me? What's the astrology of today? What are the energies of the spiritual weather that are talking to me? What kind of colors want to come and live on me today? What colors want to feed me today? What is the best path for me to do today? Are you taking time in the beginning of the moment of the day, of the path that you take, whatever time of day that you wake up into your world? Okay. I wake up at 3 a.m. Some people wake up at 8. Some people work night shifts. Okay. So your awakening moment is so powerful. Do you take even 3 minutes to align yourself to your intuitive network? Oh, this is the most wonderful day. Thank you so much for this clarity. I love that it is even more clear. We have this rhythm, this flow today. I love walking and talking and seeing and hearing and flowing with creativity with my intuitive body. Thank you to my body elemental, my higher self, my intuitive network. Thank you to my I am presence. I love who I am in this very moment, because I am the I am that chose to be here. And I chose to be here because this is an opportunity unprecedented at any time in history. So if you're saying wait right now to anything, double check it. And if you're saying wait to something, that's a definite no more. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game. I'm not having that conversation. I'm not being in a relationship like this. I'm not living in a house like this. I'm not going to a restaurant with that energy. I'm not agreeing to any level of reality ever that does not match what you want. But what do you want? You don't know what you want. So I have this beautiful group. We're wrapping up this week. Wishes Fulfilled Weekly. And the Wishes Fulfilled seminar and the Prosperity Magic class and the Prosperity Oracle Magic are all in the shop. Excuse me. I highly recommend that you check them out. It's also where the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp is, which starts in a week. Now, what's the key to it? Why is it different? Why do you need it now? I just took a class. I shouldn't spend the money. I don't know, whatever. Okay. Because that's just the truth. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting over that voice that tells you no every time Spirit offers you your next step. If you're talking to your intuitive body, it doesn't give a shit how much money's in your bank account. It knows that if you're called to it and you say yes to it, it is done. That means there's a way for it to happen. But if you stand over here and say, oh, I can't do that because of time, because of this, because of that. I have people signing up for this course, and this happens every year, and it blows my mind, that can't come in person or can only come part-time in person. And that's a big part of the benefit. Is if you come full time, you get that hands-on practice. Now, we do some other ones. I do my best to, play with the group and make sure. However, the power in it is the message that they received. And why did they receive that message? Because right now, we're in the year of the snake. The snake is one of the most intuitive beings on the planet, revered in every culture. Ushmal behind here. I live here in the Maya land. This is my beloved. I think I'm in the picture somewhere. There I am. This is the Sacred Feminine University. We're going to be doing a lot more down here starting in December with the rise of the priestesses, being the voice of the goddess, being the voice of the sacred feminine, the voice, the hands, and the body that's breathing, that's building. We want that divine connection again, clear. So the first step to becoming a clairvoyant, a clairsentient, knowing which vitamins to take, knowing which doctor to hire, knowing when to say no, knowing when it's time to leave something, even though you don't want to leave it, knowing that, your father dying is the best thing that can happen right now, that you trust his soul. You're so happy, but you're sad. You don't want him to go. It's okay. It's okay to feel these things. We're here to feel them. We're in a body to feel them. You don't get to taste anything. You don't get to cry. You don't get to do any of this when you're not in a body. But we didn't come here to suffer. We didn't come here to be separated. We didn't come here to feel all alone. And we certainly didn't come here to treat each other like shit. It's absolutely unacceptable. And it's puking itself right out of the earth and the stones so that the goddess, the divine, the pure love, the love of the unconditional, the galactic goddess is one of your actual chakras. It's embedded in your light body. Your physical body does not function. It cannot breathe. It cannot think. It cannot do anything unless your spirit and your soul are in it. And those have a plan, and those have a path, and those have powers, and those powers are connected to other lives. All of them are available to you right now. What do you want? Are you starting to understand that you have been operating from a place of slavery? You've been burdened with thoughts and beliefs that do not support you anymore. You have been trying to manifest through, really, when you get to the other side, you see the craziness as true craziness, but I've lived in it my whole life. So I can go to both sides. I live here and I live there, and I get it. I'm in all the realities that I need to be in that are optimal in each moment, and they give me a perspective. I see more facets of what's happening. I get to choose what I believe, see, think, do, and am impacted by in every moment. I am not out of control. I wake up and connect to my divine network. I wake up and connect to my day ahead in a way of beauty. I prophesize. I am a prophet of my life because I know that it is what is within me, belief, thought, words, inner words. They all combine to create the reality I'm having. So if I'm complaining about my life in the past, now, or in the future, if I still carry beliefs that I'm not worthy, that I have to work harder than everyone else, that it takes a long time to be happy, healthy, wealthy, to find the love of my life, that I have to change myself in some one way, that I have to wait for the money to appear, that money only comes in one way, that money is hard, that it's a struggle, or that if I have it, I'm bad, or if I don't have it, if I'm bad, and everything else. All right. If you start to have a perspective like I've had as almost 40 years as a healer, as a shaman, as a psychic, as a seer, and oracle, and all these different things, it's been in the interaction with you, becoming the teacher when I couldn't speak in public without practically throwing up and dying. Okay, it was ridiculous. And here I am. I am a voice for the spirit. And I made a vow this week on the Mayan New Year. Thank you for giving me a moment here. My spiritual path is number one. Everything must be sacred. And I've been living that way for a long time now. But it has degrees, right? Just like you. So it is 38 years or 40 years, I don't know exactly, that everything fell apart in my life. And it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And then within a few years, I started to realize it was a really good thing that happened to me. And then I tried to excavate the disaster that had happened in my life. And it led me on my spiritual path. And it led me to my truth. And it led me to the fact that I am a shaman, that I am designed in this way, and that there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing to fear. But I carried all the fears from before, and I manifested a life where people said, oh, you're too trusting, and you're too outgoing, and you're too happy, and you're too loud, and you're too persuasive, and just turn it all down and behave. I tried. I love everything that I did. I love everybody who's been in my life, because I understand now they're all a reflection of me, and that my conversation is only ever with me and my intuitive body. The infinite is available right now. We have cosmic moments and alignments happening. You can watch a YouTube video about the moon. We're having the new moon coming up. We just had the Mayan New Year in the Wayab, which is really mind-blowing. It's the first time I've ever done it to this degree, where I went deep into the 5 days of the nameless days, did the cleansing, spent 3 mornings on top of a pyramid doing ceremony for hours on end, going to other dimensions, allowing my intuition to guide me. I knew I was supposed to be there. I listened. Every step of the way was an intuitive path. It wasn't, I think I should do this, I want to do this. If I don't have a deeper intuitive confirmation, I'll pendulum it. That's my go-to. Just don't do pendulum unless you learn how to do it really well, because it's easy to influence it. When you live intuitively on your path, you have to be the one that knows what you want. You have to be the one that starts to think about it and what it would be like to feel it. And the wishes fulfilled is so enlightening to see, and to stay with a group for 6 months. So we're going to start a new one near the end of the year, but we are ending now because I'm off on my travels, and we're doing the Intuition Awakening, and we're doing priestesses and goddess schools and stones and lunar magic and medicine and reclaiming our queen and reclaiming. And all of this is intuitive work. And so when you develop your intuition, you're not just learning one skill, you're learning something that is the network that you're asking to reconnect to. And so I am to the point where I'm like, what's the purpose that I need to know? And I let the rest of it be revealed to me in the moment by spirit. I have to know enough to plan the trip. I have to know enough to say, okay, let's pack this. I know I'm going to be climbing pyramids at 3 in the morning. You know, I'm going to be doing these different things. So what's happening is that I'm half in this world and half in other worlds. That's how I walk. That's how I live. That's how the ancient Maya lived. They knew they were divine and human from day one. I want you to embody that. Okay. In order to know what you want, you have to know who you are. You have to agree to become self-realized. And if you become self-realized, you have to become self-aware. You have to start to look at yourself. You have to stop hating yourself. You have to stop judging yourself. You have to stop believing anything that says you're not enough, you weren't enough, you blew this, you lost that. Because that happened, you can't have this. There's bad consequences to what you want. Every one of those things needs to be applied to the law of substitution. Okay, I told you there are divine laws. When you understand one, like the law of attraction, okay, it's fantastic. It is a law. It's important to know it. But when you pull the red crayon out of the box of all the crayons and you just say, look, this is all you need to know, then your whole world is red. That was a funny thing. So you get what I mean. You have the entire rainbow on your fingertips. You have the infinite field at your beck and call, but not like I'm better than you. Ooh, I'm going to use you and you're at my feet. If you believe that, it comes back at you. People come back and treat you that way. If you judge people, you get judged. You're doing everything to yourself. You're creating your reality with more war, more pain, more waiting, more disease. But if you look at yourself and don't judge yourself, if you look at the world and you don't judge it, you're in acceptance. And when you're in acceptance, you get your power back. What is your power? Your power is forgiveness, compassion, and harmony. I want you to understand what that means because this is a very deep lesson they did not tell me we were going to look at today. I go with the intuitive flow, okay? Sometimes I have slides, sometimes I use them. Sometimes the slides come through me earlier today or last week or this morning or whatever because the information is coming intuitively to me for what we're going to do today. But I also understand that when I arrive in this moment, everything that I was told, every inspiration I had to do this call right now, every reason you were called to be here or to be listening to this is right here, right now, merging together like a cross. And it's crossing in your sacred centers. It's bringing you into a new state of balance and connection and intersection with energies that have never existed. So maybe I need to read the slides. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's in me. Maybe it came into this moment and it's available to you. Maybe it's sitting here in this sacred temple that I've created, that we are inside of, that is between the worlds, that is at infinity. That means you're lighter, you're clearer. When you're with me, I know how to create that space. I teach you how to create that space. You get used to feeling that space. And pretty soon you're doing it around your house, your bed, people, your daughter a million miles away, the whole planet, your boss, your school, your car, the future, the past. You're infinite. What can I say? You're more magnificent than you can imagine. You're bigger, you're more connected, you're more supported, you're more loved. You have at your fingertips everything you desire. Okay? You're self-realized means that you have agreed to remember why you're here. So I'm here to tell you, you are Maya. I am. I cried for years. I've lived here for 10 years. And just 2 years ago, the message came to me. First, it came 6 years ago. I was in a Jaguar medicine initiation, and it was at one of my retreats, and I had managed to secure actually getting to do our ceremony in the evening in a sacred cave, in a sacred cenote that had been forever on that land used by only the shaman. And I had received intuition to the Jaguar was our theme. The whole theme was a Jaguar vision quest. What I realized after that was that our lives are a vision quest. We are constantly on that hero's journey. We are constantly going through the next truth is unfolding. We're on a spiral. We can go through time and space and pull on wisdom we have in any time. When you develop your intuitive body, you're going to connect to your past selves, to your wise selves, to your priestess selves, to your priest selves, to your architecture self, to your engineer self, to your loving mother self, to your strong, the strong sacred masculine self, that's meant to be there, holding stillness and foundation for the feminine to come in and dance and create. We're here in the time of unity, balance, and that's what's happening and is available. So my dear friend who did ceremonies for us, I said, we're doing Jaguar, all Jaguar. He had 6 men painted as Jaguar warriors, everything, the costumes, the body. They were hiding down in the cave in the sides. There's water in the cave, and then there's this big ceremony area. There's a light coming down in 2 places, but we're sitting, and then there's a fire. We come in and we're cleansed and we're cleared. But he called me down first and he said, I've done thousands of ceremony. He's Aztec. He comes from a family of ceremony, and his father was the president of the Indigenous Elders Society. So he has been in sacred ceremony, in sacred wisdom, sharing and doing these things for a very long time. That means that intuitively, if you go into a cave, you're using different senses than your eyes. If you go into a place with a sacred intention, you are connecting with a completely different realm. If you go in there to be a spelunker, to be a sports person, to hike and to climb, rock climb, you're going to encounter a particular reality, a particular world, a particular energy. Animals, trees will respond to you in a certain way. Your intention is clear when you're coming. If you go to that same space in a sacred way, if you go with me or I go by myself, I've spoken to the land beforehand, the guardians of the land, the spirit of the land, every time in the past, the wise elders, people who've done ceremony there, the wisdom of the stones, the crystals, dragons that live in these caves, very real ones, by the way. There's so many realities that exist in one place. You could go in there just with a group that wants to speak to the priestesses, that wants to call to Mother Earth, that wants to go in there as a rebirthing. Then your energy would be around rebirthing, loving the mother. You're going into her womb. You're being cleansed. We do this in a cenote with my dear friend Michelle, and she sings. She's the most amazing goddess, and she makes all of these cacao, and we cleanse our bodies with it and with honey, and we drink it, and we have this beautiful self-body healing. But what's happening? We're talking to our inner child. We're reconnecting to the Divine Mother. That's intuitive language. I could bring somebody, you probably know somebody, that you could bring to that same ceremony who would just sit there and say, you're all a bunch of weirdos sitting on the mud, rubbing yourselves, singing, crying, drinking chocolate. What's with you? That's someone who's completely shut to their intuitive body, who has decided to agree to and believe and stay in a reality that is limited, that has structure, that is one way, and they're willing to fight for those limitations. They're willing to kill for those limitations. They're willing to control, suffer, and sacrifice for those limitations if they believe they're right, if they believe in tradition, if they believe that they will be outcast, killed, ridiculed, lose their job, be unloved. Something will happen. We all have those lives, and they also manifest in other ways in this life in relationships that you have. So you can see how deep the question, what do you want, will take you. Now, in wishes fulfilled, we start always with the want, even though in general, I want it is a much more egoic passion. And you're here with me, so you understand, well, my spiritual path, my powers, my purpose, they're all encoded within me. I can just decide I'm ready. And then I say it, I command it, I say a spell, I use my words, I use my intention, I use my energy, I do these things that Nan teaches me. And I manifest into the reality I see reflects back to me the money, the love, the joy, the pyramid, whatever. Okay. That's the truth. And the truth is, you have to become self-aware. You have to realize that yourself you have neural pathways in your brain that go whoop, thinking it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. So don't say, oh, that's just the way it is. It's just who I am. It's too hard to change what I think. It's not. And when you say that, you've just asked for it to be harder. You've just created it to be harder. Oh, yeah, but you know me, I never hear my higher self. You know who you are. Oh, yes, I know. I come, I do my work, but I never get messages. I never see anything. That was me. And I was frustrated. And the reason it was me, it was because my belief about who I was at that time was I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as others. I have to work harder and longer to be good enough. And then even when I am the best at it, I'm still not good enough. And that was such a deep belief that has taken me decades to get down into, that's still wiggling around in there a little bit, but very, very ineffective, very diluted. This is what happens for you. Invite your intuitive body in. Decide right now, this is a sacred path. I want to take advantage of the energies that are happening right now. I'm no longer willing to wait for anyone else, anything else. I'm not looking in the mirror and asking it to change first. Please come in here. Your words are your command. Your thoughts create things. Your feelings fill them with energy. What kind of a reality are you doing? I want this is what's really there. So if you're like, I want to hear my higher self, I want to know what my purpose is, I want the money to get out of this marriage, I want to go on this trip, I want to take that, I want to do this, I want it, I want it, I want it, I've asked for it, I've done my affirmations, I've meditated every morning, I've gone to retreats, I've done it all. What's going on? This is the answer. This goes underneath everything you're doing, because what you're doing is probably fine. It's that you don't know how to do it as somebody who's using the divine laws. You're speaking against yourself. You're creating against yourself. You're not hearing, seeing, or employing your full intuitive arsenal. You're not giving it value and respect. Therefore, that's how it's showing up. So the reality is you only get what you believe. You see from here. If you come with me, we rise out of that so you get it from another level. Then you come back down in here and you say, okay, no, but I remember I did that. I'm Avatar. I'm going to go back out there again and I'm going to get it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to create it and I'm going to keep building it in the etheric world. I'm going to keep building it in the mental world. I'm going to keep clearing away those paths, those patterns, those vows. They're ready to go. They probably shed already. The snake is here. That is your intuitive knowing. That's your Kundalini rising. This is the class of your Kundalini awakening in balance of sacred feminine and sacred masculine. If you understand the impact, the power, and the magic of that, that's just come through right now, then you're signing up right now. And we only have a certain number of spots because I want to make sure that we get it done with the right flow. Now, my friend Christian came up all dressed and he called me down. My group was standing in the jungle at the back of this incredible cenote park, the jungle, all wild, no one there, just us. This are the kind of experiences I like to create because poof, you're going to change. Poof, you're going to shed. Poof, you're going to heal. Poof, spirit's going to come in. And if you go into that ceremony, there were 10 people there or something. If every one of them was at a different level of intuitive awakening. There was a guy who started coming to mind who was kind of new to all this stuff. And I didn't even know him. And he popped up. He was the first person to sign up for the retreat. And he said, this is everything I've ever wanted. We were going to sacred sites and we were doing energy work and meditation and chanting and calling in the jaguar and going in the waters and going into the caves and doing healing with dolphins and just like all this vibrational medicine. This is the kind of thing I do, bringing all the senses alive from so many different ways. So if you didn't feel much with that, oh my gosh, the jaguar came and then you opened up and then you went in the cave and then the cave talked to you and then an iguana came up and started talking to you. We had a lady a few years ago who came to one of my retreats. We went to Tulum. We couldn't sit where we normally sit, so we were sitting right near the cliff. It's right on the cliff of the ocean. The sun's rising, and we were sitting there. I created symbols in the rocks, and then I intuitively tuned in and channeled an incredible activation. When we came out, an iguana came up over the edge, came right into the center of our circle, walked around this lady's feet 3 times, licked her coat, her clothes, and her purse, just literally like touching it, looked at all of us, walked around behind her, and left. She started channeling right in that moment. She's like, "Oh my God, I think that iguana just said this and just said that and told us to sing this song." We started singing the song. It was perfect. The whole retreat, we were singing this song. Then we stayed a little bit longer. Everybody started saying, "Really? You can talk to iguanas? I never thought of that." When you're there in the moment, your intuitive senses are alive. You're having real interactions. Your ancient self is coming up. Things that you knew before, things that you're going to know in the future. You don't need to know with your conscious mind. Then she brought up her baby. 1 or 2 of them, I think. She came back up and they came over and just sat there with us. We were having sacred communication. Telepathic communication is normal for nature. It's normal for you. Do you do it? The ancient Maya say, that's kindergarten. Get with it. Visualization. All of these things that maybe you do or you did or you don't understand the power, maybe it's time to revisit them. Maybe who you are now, maybe the breakdown we're happening has stripped away so much that you don't even know. And you came out to practice your intuition right now and bam, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Every time I listen to spirit and go to a pyramid, even for the morning or for 3 days like I just went, or I say, oh, we need bees. We need bees. The bees are calling. The bee shaman is calling. Who knows bees? We're going to have to weave in bee energy into this retreat. That's how my retreats come out. And then as we get closer and people join, like you come to this class, you're going to come with your intuitive skills, with your intuitive powers, with your intuitive readiness. And that's going to create openings within this class for everyone because you are ready and you are ripe, but you don't know you're ripe. And maybe you're over there going, oh, I can't do that right now. I have these logical things I need to do. Well, all those things that you need to do and not activate your intuition, they're only going to be made better and successful by doing your intuition. So sit with that. And I'm saying that not because it matters whether you join this, because if you're right for it, you'll know. And I know it's going to have this incredible group, already incredible group of people who jumped in like, oh, I love that. I did that. Oh, I'm doing that again, you know. But now we have opportunity. There's a door open for you. Is your intuition even being listened to? Or does your logical mind, or did you make money God, or time God, or your children God, or your dog God, or somebody else God, or your doubt God, or that you can't have it? Well, you know what? I'll tell you the truth. You're going to have a lot of doubts about taking this course because you're going to change, because your intuition is going to awaken. You're going to know what you want. And when you know what you want, you're going to go underneath what you want. You're going to get past the emotion. You're going to unpack that. You're going to accept. You're going to forgive. And suddenly a powerful emotional body that's not full of all kinds of shit that you feel bad about, that you judge yourself over, that other people then come and judge you over, that make you feel stuck. Those are all going. Because at the state of acceptance, your emotional body forgives. You don't have to do it. It just happens. Boom, you're done. Your mind goes into harmony. Beam, 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 beam. Okay, now you're an antenna. You're open to all kinds of channels of divine intuitive networks that are ready to guide you, that have the solution, the medicine, the answer, the joy, the idea, the creativity, anything and everything you could possibly need right now in this moment. Whatever you think you need to do to get it, this is what you need. If you sat and talked to your intuitive self today and didn't go chase something down, I mean, go pick your children up. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Interrupt the pattern of how you think things manifest. Interrupt the pattern. If I want it, that means it's already done. I can't imagine something that doesn't exist. That's the spiritual law. The law of substitution says you have to replace, I'm poor, I'm broke, I can't, I have to wait, I shouldn't spend the money, it's not the right time, maybe this, maybe that, what if I'm embarrassed, what if I don't do it? You have to replace all that. Law of substitution, take it, play with it, write down what you say that is not supporting you, and then say, guess what? Intuition is on my side. Intuition is already here. Intuition got me here. Sometimes I know I have intuition. Oh, I've been ready for intuition. I've been asking for this. I've been asking for this exact thing. I want to share a quote with you. Intuition is a spiritual faculty and does not explain, but simply points the way. Now, why is that really sexy and important? It is to me. Because when you understand that you have been thinking of things in the wrong way, we were taught that intuition was bad or stupid or silly. It wasn't science. It wasn't practical. Be realistic. And yet you were taught, I was taught, doesn't matter why or whatever, this is just what's happened. Let's accept it. We were taught things that do not empower us, that keep us from creating worlds of happiness and participating in worlds of war. We're not doing it anymore. The only thing that can lead you out of it is a spiritual faculty, a sense, a part of your body that already exists, but it's been packed up, deflated, put in the attic, buried, burned, forgotten, given away, sold at the garage sale. Where is your spiritual faculty of your intuition? The Maya believe you had 20 senses, and in those 20 senses, you had intuition. Intuition is a sense, and a sense is something that is, it's like having software in your computer. It's like having internet. Okay, it really is. It's like, do you have, let me think of cell phone. Do you have T-Mobile or AT&T, right? Your intuitive sense affects everything. And if it's not hooked up, it means that every area of your life you're operating from trying to think, you're trying to remember, maybe someone else knows, maybe I'll do it. Okay, I better do this for about 10 years and then I'll be successful. Okay, I don't want any more time in there. I command now that my intuitive faculty open, awaken, rejuvenate, renew, align, and come to me in ever flowing bliss, bringing me joy, happiness, harmony, ideas, inspiration, gratitude, courage, neutrality. Why not? Play with all of them. Okay? Joy, joy, joy. So, hi, AirTag. Oh, hello, MK. I'm so glad you're back. Hi, Josie. So, that is good. You come and you go. What happened was Christian came down and called me to come down before he let the group come down. And he said, I've never in my life, in all the years growing up in a family that does sacred ceremony, felt this level of energy. And we'd been working together for a few years. So he understands that I open portals. He understands that the kind of work that I do. And down here next to natives, I look like a silly little new age lady, right? Oh, hi, I'm a little gringo lady and I've got my pink hair and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I'm deep shit. So, and that's good. Like I've been doing this sacred work for very, 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 very long time. And so he said, okay, we've opened something. I need you to help me. You have to stay and hold everyone here. You have to put some protection. You have to do your spiritual work. You need to be a part of the ceremony. And you need to make sure nobody leaves. So that's a deep spiritual thing, if you don't understand what that means. But the thing about that means that intuitively, everyone there knew that they were going to have an opportunity to walk between the worlds. We didn't know until we arrived in that moment how it would manifest. It's true for astrology. You can say, oh, it's this and this and this tomorrow, but you don't know, oh, it's going to show up through my car. I got a flat tire, which means I missed the business meeting, but I met this man and he was the life of my dreams, So whatever, right? All these things are energies interacting. Everything is changing moment to moment. If you're in a static place, I can only be intuitive if I'm sitting at home. I can only be intuitive if I, have this one tool, if I do this one thing. No, I'm going to give you the tools and we're going to activate, but you need to 100% be doing this, integrating it into your thought patterns, putting new neural pathways that say intuition is already mine. It's here. I don't have to beg for it. I don't have to hope for it. I don't have to prove I'm good enough for it. I just have to go figure out where I put it. I have to say, come to me. I have to rejuvenate it. So yesterday in day 1 of our challenge, we did a very powerful process. And we're going to do a process in a moment today. If you're in the Intuition Awakening Challenge, please make sure you do that process, this process. And tomorrow we're going to talk about wealth. We're going to talk about wealth and how it is inside everything, and intuitive wealth around money and wealthy aspects of however that could manifest for you. Oh my God, it's so juicy. I was having a wonderful time on the beach this morning for an hour and a half on my beach walk at sunrise. And we were talking and talking and talking and talking and stirring up so much prosperous energy. The potential and possibility when you work in the intuitive realms and you make it more real than this realm, then you come back here and you enter this world and you know that everything out there in your dream, in your meditation, in your conversation, in your who am I? I'm ready to become self-realized what? I want you to write that down. I am self-realized X. Okay? So I am self-realized. That's the start. And I don't want you to give yourself a lot of labels, but right now it's easier if you ground this, because I was asked during the Mayan New Year ceremony I did at dawn. I had a big fire going with cinnamon sticks and sage and bergamot and I don't remember all Palo Santo, and it was just amazing. And one of my master teachers appeared. I was moving through a lot of realms that were very, very visible, tangible, touching me, spirits dancing around the fire. There was other levels of intuitive guides and spirits there that were working. The stones of these sacred places, when I do this work, usually become transparent. That means it doesn't mean I necessarily fall through it. Sometimes we go down into the stones or into a chamber, but this was all taking place on the top with openings in the pyramid. And those energies from what did that chamber do? That chamber was for initiating priestesses into their third eye. If that opens up and starts to send energy up to me, I can receive it. I don't have to physically be in that chamber. Okay. So your intuitive body can tell you what's there, what's available, can simply help you open the channels within your body, your mind, your senses, your cells. Everything can perceive. It doesn't matter if you can see and sense the way I do. I've been doing this a long time. And the fact that I've been doing it for others, with others, and teaching it is one of the amplification techniques. Getting that kind of feedback, being put on the spot, was terrifying. Constantly doing sessions with people going, oh my God, I can't believe what I just said. I don't have a clue whether that is going to make any sense to these people. Doing intuitive readings is one of the most courageous, powerful, and empowering things you can do, because I used to do them. I called them soul readings. They would come through. I would tell people, don't take notes, don't talk, just sit there. It was phone, very olden days, recorded on the phone though. And I only asked was for their phone number, where they were born, and their birth date. And I used that as sort of a GPS. And then I surrendered to my intuition, and I talked for an hour. And I had a system. I made a system. What's their soul age? What's their soul missions? What are their soul talents? What are their soul fears? There were these different kinds of categories that gave me like an oracle deck, right? Intuition can be an agreed upon language. It could be, I just sit and wait to see what I feel because I'm very good at feeling, or feeling goes through my body, or I go to the sacred sites all the time because I speak with the stones, the priestesses, the ancients, the ancestors, the Alush, the nature spirits always come out. You've got to talk to all of them. So like I said, many different realities exist right where you are right now. You could be tuning in this very moment to a very sacred reality around you that has healing, that has mother loving energy that you need. Maybe you just need to feel like you're being held and seen. It's fine to have all that, but to want it, but to feel like you can't have it, to want it, to feel like it has to come through another person, to want it and feel like you're separated and something's wrong with you, that you can't see, sense, and feel and receive these things. And yet, that's where the gifts are. That's where your power is. It's not being held from you. It's at your fingertips. I promise you. I promise you. I want you to come. I want you to awaken. I want you to have this right now, because we're amplifying your intuition, which means that immediately, starting yesterday with that cleansing, that was cleansing and renewing and cleansing and renewing. Why not do that every day? Rejuvenate your intuitive senses. Let them come online. Let them be clear. Let them be connected. Okay. And then we're going to open up a self-realization pod, a place where you can see yourself and love yourself and accept yourself without the judgment. Okay. Because the agreement right now is we're shedding that stuff. Are you going to drag it with you? Are you going to keep recreating from that? Are you going to trip over it? To me, it's like all the clothes fell down on your feet and you're trying to like shuffle forward while you haven't taken the pants off, right? You can't stride, you can't run, you can't leap like a fire horse next year. A feist, that's very interesting. A fire horse, a horse on fire. You can't do that if you're carrying all the shit that you've shed, if you're still hanging on to old stories, if you're still wanting to hide within that, but you can't hide from yourself. And everything you speak is coming back at you. If you don't pay people, you're not going to be paid. It's going to come back at you. If you promise to do something and you don't fulfill your promise, that's going to come back at you. How? It's going to come back at you because people aren't going to fulfill their promises to you. And then you're going to have to go looking within. All right. That's the whole point of self-realization. This is a mirror, and the Maya believe it's a smoking mirror, which means the realities are hidden. They're moving. They're within there. What it means, who knows? Develop your intuition and stop believing in poverty. If you feel like you can't pay your bills, stop believing that story. Stop telling that story. Stop speaking that story. Stop reporting that story. In the beginning, I said I was going to tell you a secret. You're using your words, your thought, your power, your manifesting powers against yourself by reporting the reality you see. You're reporting it. So I had a lady who wanted to come to the dolphin retreat, and I said, "Great, you're there. I can see you." Okay, but how do I make it happen? Very common. I'm happy to work with people like that. Okay, here's some things to do, to think. There's manifesting videos here for you if you want to do that. Here's some things to do. Now go out and take action. But you can't just take action by worrying or by staring at your paycheck, which is only a certain amount. You have to change where you are vibrating from. You stare at the mirror. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Where are you? Where are you? If you're over here in the now moment and you're listening to yourself and you're calling on your intuitive self and you're saying, "Hey, look, all I see in the smoking mirror around me, all I see in the reality right now is poverty. I see myself saying, I can't afford it. I shouldn't. You can't. It's not your money. It's my money. I only get paid this much. I only get paid that. How can I afford it if there's no money in my bank account? Using credit is bad. If I spend money on myself, consequences will happen," and so on. Okay. So that's what you're seeing, and that's what you're saying. That's what you're using your intuition for. The intuitive parts that you have connected with, that you are connected with, because you have to be connected to in some way. So you are the one feeding your intuitive body that's now working to make you poor. That's now working to make you sick, working to make you sad, working to make you connected to your trauma, attracting more trauma, more focused on trauma, talking about trauma. Of course, it's okay to tell somebody the challenges you're having inside of a context that you're acknowledging it from self-realization, not self-judgment, not giving it power. If you accept your trauma, it no longer has power over you. Whatever was involved in that trauma is forgiven. It's given back. Now your mind can harmonize with something else. Woo, 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 harmony. And what happens around you? Transcendence. Now you can go and leave your physical reality. You can go to higher states of consciousness. The acceptance is a portal state. It's filled with compassion. Compassion is both love and acceptance. It is empowerment. It is courage. It's love. It's like a little pack of goodies to send you on your new vision quest now that you've accepted where you are. So I want you to understand first, renew, refresh, everything we did yesterday. Today, you have to become self-realized. That means acceptance. You have to accept where you are. You have to accept who you are. You have to accept what happened. You have to accept whatever. Okay. And then you have to accept what you want. Okay. And you have to accept it with the stories. So is what you want coming with the story? Is the story, I can't wait to do this. This is the perfect timing. It's the perfect thing for me. I know the way that is there. I can't believe it. I'm so happy I found this video. We're going to do this. This is going to change everything. Or is the story that, oh, I want to do the intuition awakening class, but I can't because this, I can't afford it because I did too many classes already because something else. Okay. Again, this isn't about me. It's about you. What story are you telling here? It's the story you're telling everywhere else. If you're being held back because you don't think you have the time, money, people, support, or whatever, that's your choice. But that's what you're telling your intuitive body to deliver to you. If you change that story and you say, I see my clients right now. I have 5 clients. And and those 5 clients get served through my spiritual purpose. They get served through my expertise. And I now command that a financial abundance come to me through my spiritual gifts. And they support me and they uplift the world. That's how money flows. That's how it is. And my intuitive body is now connecting me to the path, the people, the purpose, the thoughts, the places to go where that's happening, where that's already existing. And it's right here at my fingertips. I don't have to wait for it. I used to go to seminars. I have an online business I've had for 20 years now, 19 years, I think. And so I'd go to seminars to learn. I'd go to seminars to speak eventually. I'd go to seminars to get clients. I'd go to seminars to learn. And I started going to seminars and I had no money. I was going through a divorce. I was going through a bankruptcy. I was trying to move to California from Texas and literally the money went backwards. Things started getting sucked out of my account. It was a fascinating, intuitive, economic experience. And I had made the decision finally to say to my soon-to-be ex-husband that I wanted to move to California. And we had children. So it was like very emotional. I was filled with fear. And I had a lot of ideas about myself that were creating my reality, that he was going to attack me, not physically, but emotionally. And it was just going to be a fight and a struggle. And I'm the bad person. I'm a black sheep. At the same time, my mother had disowned me, and she was giving everything to him, cars and houses. And it was very interesting time. So I don't tell the story to make you feel sorry for me. So please don't do that, because I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I am super, super happy. These things happened because they were a reflection of me. These things happened because they were a gift from spirit to help me self-realize, help me become aware. I'm creating this life of being a victim. I'm creating again, as in other lives, being outcast, being unwanted, being successful and then unsuccessful, being a people pleaser, but someone who wants to go independent, so therefore has consequences to that independence, like being judged, being ridiculed, being an outcast, being blamed. I manifested all of it because it was within me. If I had surrendered to the moment and stopped trying to chase it, stopped believing in fears, lack, and said, you know what? It is already done. And my spiritual network is already here. And the more I learn to become calm and peaceful and open these channels, the more this eternal now moment has the answer for me. The more I accept myself, the more I can be myself. This is not an option on your path to happiness, to joy, to money, to a job, to love, to health, to a life of adventure. Whatever it is that you can imagine you want, that you allow yourself to want, and it's a path of opening up what you want. And once it starts to come, yes, maybe you don't want to know what you want because you feel like you can't have it. You feel like you don't have the money or time. You feel like maybe it'll be taken away. Many, many people, including me and several of my private clients, have had this experience of being raised somewhere where it almost felt like the parent or the people in charge wanted to take your happiness away. If you were like, oh, I want this doll. It's the one thing in the world that I'll do anything for. Well, guess what? You can't have that doll, or I'm going to take that doll away from you now because you didn't do what I want. So when you become self-aware and self-realized, you realize that these aren't things that happened to you as a child. They still are alive. But what you can change is what they mean. And you can go to your intuitive body and you can go visit your inner child and you can talk to the you that survived that before. And you can choose to create a different timeline and you can step into it, and your intuitive body and your intuitive network already knows how to do that because you did it before. Because now that you thought of it, it already happened. oh my gosh, everything that you could possibly imagine, good or bad, has already happened. You've already created it in the subtle realms, in the intuitive realms. Now you're simply asking to go back to living without the loss of your arms and your eyes. Your intuitive network has arms and eyes and 360 languages. But the first one you have to connect is the intuitive pathway. And it's a rainbow pathway. You don't have to color with red anymore. You can color with the rainbow. You can choose, you can command, you can use your powers for yourself, for your happiness, and nothing can stop it. The only thing that feels like it's in the way is that, well, I've been saying this, but this is still happening. Just keep doing it. You've been repeating and rhythmically believing and sleeping and worrying and imagining and speaking and telling the story of the lack, of the negativity, of the lack of connection to your intuitive network, of the lack of magic in your life, of the lack of whatever. That's been going on a long time. It has created a lot of energy, a lot of reality, a lot of neural pathways, a lot of cellular memory. It has created a lot. Give that a little time to shift. But it isn't going to take decades, and it isn't going to take days. I mean, it isn't going to take years, and it isn't going to take lifetimes. Because right now is fast. Right now, we're going to get carried. We're in the rapids. Okay, it's 11:11. Oh, hello, Lisa. Hello, beautiful. I love it. I'm in a place where I try smiling at everything that's unfolding around me. Excellent. And all the things my people are mirroring to me too. My angels are all close and many repeating numbers showing up. It's excellent. So then what do you do with that? Right? If you're like, what do I want? And then an angel number appears. What's next? This is a conversation. Right? So in this conversation, I realize who I am. If I don't know who I am, I don't know what language I'm speaking to you. I have to realize I'm speaking the language of lack. I have to realize that I'm speaking the language of poverty, the language of separation, the language of I can't have it, the language of there's not enough. I have to realize that I'm speaking from that language because it's the only language that I can see and hear. So then if you go, wait a minute, that person was going to pay me, and then I was going to be able to pay my rent. Why did that happen? Now they didn't pay me. Now I can't pay my rent. Why did that happen? Why does this always happen? Oh my gosh, you just saw the command. You just saw your magic. You just saw your power. You just saw how you were requiring your poor intuitive network to work against you. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They want to say, don't worry about that person not paying you. Wait till you see the lineup of people we have for you. That person was just going to be a big pain in the butt. You didn't want to do that anyway. Stop doing things for money. We've got it all here for you. This is an intuitive life. Let's co-create together, right? Okay, good. So Lisa and Josie and Iritag, I hope I say that, MK. Okay, we've got an incredible network going on right now. It's like your energy body, your light body, these little, when you have that Tesla coil and then you put your hand near it and this little lightning goes out, right? That's happening right now in our light body. Like the sphere is clear. It's intuitively clear. And then it's like, those very hairline electrical, lightning, or it's very similar to a neuron, or right, like a nerve ending, like very same thing. Now you have something called the koyopa. You have something called the kundalini. You have something called the koyopa in your blood, the lightning in your blood. This is what the ancient Maya called it. And well, that's just weird. And so what is awakening is what we have learned, from Sanskrit and Hindu, is kundalini, is a coiled serpent energy. And a coiled serpent energy is waiting. It is potential, right? Lightning that hasn't happened yet is pure potential. You are existing right now inside of a light body that is encoded with your soul blueprint, all the powers that you came here to awaken, a purpose, a path, many different experiences that are all aligned for you to enjoy, to go through visions and journeys and wake things up, and to be prospered through joy, through friendships, through precious moments, through energy, through fulfillment, through satisfaction, through money, through energy of the body and flexibility and vitality, and through clarity and through creativity. This is all here. It's already here. You don't have to figure out the plan. The plan is there. You are the one that needs to get into the moment. You need to self-accept, self-realize, self-awareness. And then the self can be seen. Now, that lightning, that kundalini, that waiting potential of you that has been maybe awakening now and then, this is the time, this is the serpent year. And now as we move into the lion's gate, it's going to trigger something. So this class, this intuition awakening class, is during the lion's gate for a reason. That is going to open portals. That is going to bring that courage, that lion, that cat energy, that detachment energy, that belief in your positivity, your courage, your strength, your magnificence, that Leo energy. It's going to be infusing your intuitive network as it gets renewed. So let's just take a quick moment to see what we got here. Ooh, okay. Let me see if I've shared with you. Okay, I'm going to share this really quickly. So the shop, that's where you go to enroll. If you have any questions, please ask me. Please put in the comments here, what's your intention with your intuition? What is it that you want to do? I mean, think about this quote I just gave you. It says, intuition is a spiritual faculty. It does not explain. It simply points the way. And you must live fully in the now to make your dreams come true. So if that is true, then your faculty is already here, but it's not going to explain it to you. It's just standing there going, we got it. Here's the door. Here's the backpack with all the tools you need. Here's the person you need. Here's the way to go. Meditate, rest, do this, do that. It's going to point the way, but it's not going to explain it to you. Then you get there and you're in a reality and you realize in this now moment, there's a spiritual master. There is a client sitting next to you on the bus from the airport. This is what would happen to me. I would go to these events and not know how I was going to fly home. I had to meet a client. It was not an option. I would get clients over lunch, clients in buses from the airport, all kinds of things. And I'm not a pushy person. So I wasn't like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, do you need a mentor? I need a mentor. This is not exact at all how it would work. Somebody would say, hey, guess what? And you want this, and what is that? And what is that? And somebody would hear me talking about something in a natural conversation. They'd be like, what do you do? I don't know I don't know why, but I'm drawn to you. I want to work with you. Intuition. Then their intuition awakens and your intuitive field is affecting their intuitive field. And everybody's becoming self-aware and self-realized. And when you become self-realized, you realize you made a promise to the universe. I made a promise. Sorry about touching that. I made a promise to the universe, I guess, to my spirit guides on the pyramid. They asked me to become a self-realized spiritual teacher. Part of it was an honor and part of it was a surprise and part of it was like, well, isn't that what I'm doing? So there's a part of me that's like, I know I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm teaching. I know I'm a shaman and an energy worker and all these other labels and names. I'm working with them every day. I'm learning, I'm listening to it. I live intuitively. I may just like listen to something all day or not listen to anything. I may sleep at strange hours. I may just everything it has to take its flow, which means that the present moment has to have enough room in it for me to show up and go with the flow in that moment, right? So if you live fully in the now, the eternal now has everything in it. Your intuition is already there. The plan is already there. The you that's already done it is already there. All the intuitive guides are there. And everything that you need to make your dreams come true is there. But it's not going to show up and say, oh, good, you're here. Now, here's what you do. That's you. Okay, so you have to know how to connect to your guides, to your intuitive network, right? You have to know how. So because this is a sacred challenge, I'm asking you to go deeper. I'm not just giving you this surface thing like write down the 3 things you want and then think about them. All of those things work. So don't get me wrong when I say that. I'm asking you to say they don't work unless this deeper work happens. If you manifested money because you worked really hard and then 6 months later it's all gone, it means you didn't do the deeper work. It means you didn't change your inner vision, your inner belief system. You are not using your powers intuitively. You are not living in the eternal intuitive now. And that's a problem because this is to spark joy for you. I want you to live a joyful life. I don't care if you have no money. You could be the happiest person in the world. Believe me, you can be taken care of. You don't need even to know where the money's coming from. It's a whole illusion we live inside of, okay? And you go, well, wait a minute. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm not telling you to be intuitive. You have to be poor. I'm telling you that there are ways of living that are so fulfilling that have absolutely nothing to do with what you're chasing. So you go to what you want, you're going to find what you wish, and then your intuitive network can start to guide you. I want you to say, I live in joy. My intuition creates spiritual momentum and points the way for me. Okay? So we had talked about this being re-enrolling. I guess that conversation was re-enrolling. Like I said, intuitively, this is what came through before the challenge. And I just said, okay, we're going to say we're doing this. But then I show up here and I let intuition speak. I let your body speak. So with respect to your soul's sacred senses, wow, we did that, didn't we? We talked about telepathy, channeling, plant and stone communication. Okay, re-enrolling yourself in the sacred university of your soul's intuitive gifts. I happen to just love that. So this is a reunion of reverence. When you become self-realized, you don't become self-realized by judging yourself. You don't become self-realized by examining yourself, labeling yourself, and making yourself wrong. You are an observer from an Akashic point of view. That is the 5th dimension. That's the dimension of non-judgment. You are just like, oh, look, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, I felt like that. No wonder I was recreating that. Oh, you're not emotionally attached after you accept. So the path that you've learned today is acceptance equals forgiveness, equals harmony, equals transcendence, equals compassion. And then you're re-enrolling yourself in this path of your soul's intuitive gifts. You're coming into a reunion and you're doing it with reverence. That means you're respecting yourself. If you remember and respect your gifts, you have doors open to perceptions you've not even heard anyone talk of. You have stuff that nobody else has. So they're going to open wider than before. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Oh no, that's still way up there. So we'll just keep pulling this down here. Okay. Then when you have the opportunity, so that's why it's already there. There it is. That's what I wanted. I want you to see these quotes. They're by Florence Scovel Shinn, and they will let you think very subtly, right? So take a minute and jot those down. That means what? Self-realization, self-aware, reunion, reverence, and respect. Okay. So we're going to look at reunion, reverence, and respect. So you are the secret. Excuse me, I may have to get some more to drink. I want you to think about this now. I want you to go deep. Then I'm going to come back and start the process. I never am able to control the length of these things, so I should really give up trying. Okay, so what I want you to do is, and I marked yesterday, so I think we put it in the description. So there's a playlist for these. If you're on nanakasha.com, then you'll get the replay also. And yesterday was like at 1 hour, 8 minutes or something. We started the process, and it's about 30 minutes. So we'll have the same thing here for you. So to prepare, you're going to take everything we just talked about. You're going to go in and you're going to start to declare that you're going to acknowledge you're in this sacred space and that you are the secret, that you're here to become self-realized, that you're accepting yourself without judgment. Okay, please. All right. That you're ready to have this reunion with reverence, that you're respecting and valuing yourself, and that you are the secret. And what does that mean? It's already here, it's already done, it's already within you, and your intuition knows where it is, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and more. It can find you a path that's difficult, or it can find you a path that's fun. It can find you a path that's full of support and help and love and magic, or it can find you a path full of pain, suffering, and being alone. Your intuition is pointing the way according to you. So what do you say? What do you think? What do you feel? And what do you want? Okay, so this is your job right now while I get something to drink. Okay, if you want to share, that would be super awesome. Unfortunately, on this platform, I can't hear you. However, if you want to share, like what's coming up for you, what do you want? What are you realizing that you're saying that is working against you? That's requiring your intuitive network to be polluted, to be shut down in order to hold you back, because everything is there already at your fingertips. Then if you were working with your intuitive network and you were believing and commanding and ordering your life to be one that says, everything I need is here. I'm in this divine flow all the time. I trust my intuitive network and I'm the GPS. So you keep coming back. What do I want? What's underneath that? Okay. And I'm using my intuition to build a world of joyful flow, creative health, and spiritual purpose. That's a very different world than the one you're building. And the gap between them is different for everybody, right? And it's very important that you embody it's already done. This is not work. The hard work is getting control of your mind and your emotions, realizing these habits are running wild and out of control, and they're creating something you don't want. So I understand, you're right. I've been stuck in the negative for a lifetime. And it's true. And you know what? We can't judge ourselves, and we can't judge anybody else, because then we stay in the negative and we make it worse. We add more to it. So it's realization at that level of acceptance it's a high state of consciousness, because now you get your power back. You're not wasting all your energy being mad at yourself that you thought something, or any of it, right? Because it's a loop. You know, I've had people come to the intuition class, wake up, realize, oh my gosh, this was available to me. Oh my gosh, I could have been doing this. Oh, then they start going down back into shame, blame, and anger, into those low states of consciousness, because they're mad at themselves. What was I doing? Why did I waste all that time? Why did I believe those people? Why did I do that? And then if you get stuck there is the problem. So there's never a problem with feeling anything, experiencing anything, remembering something. Just don't believe it. And the story, what it means. And your intuition can show you a buffet of other meanings that are more relevant to you. So it's really no different than picking a color out of a crayon box. Okay. I've colored red. I've just colored anger all over this. I'm angry about everything. Everything's, makes me angry. I don't have anything that makes me happy. And then you just say, what? I have all these other colors I could be using. Well, let's do yellow. Oh, it's so sunny. It's so happy. Ooh, that was fun. You're just realizing where you are, you're accepting where you are, and you're going to the next level. So this is in and of itself an enormous opportunity, a lesson, that right there, just that slide. So take everything I'm giving you. This is big, juicy stuff, right? I don't want you to use your words, your thoughts, your feelings against yourself anymore. I don't want you to force these very tender, beautiful, spiritual, intuitive, high-level parts of you to do this horrible work anymore. I feel like appealing to our hearts is important. We're not hurting anyone, and yet we care. And if you care about others, then you care about yourself. And you know that if I love myself, if I become self-realized, if I start to realize that I haven't thought well of myself, that I believe in negative things, that I deep down inside, I really don't think I'll ever get what I want, or I don't believe it's possible, or I don't believe I'll be successful, because I've been going down that well my whole life. Okay. So don't build a world of lack, struggle, sacrifice, fear. Okay. Pain, sadness, trauma, and loss. You recognize it. You accept the trauma, and it opens doors to infinite pathways of healing, of using that trauma as a gem, as a medicine, as a power, as a wisdom, a pearl of wisdom, as Miguel Angel says. Did you know your intuitive body is standing at the ready to help you tune in and manifest anything? So that came through me the other day. Yep, there you go. It's like we said, it's right there. But it's like, no, I don't hear my intuition. Okay, she doesn't want to hear today. Close up. Let's all go to have a margarita at the beach. You're not using your power tools correctly, even if you are using them. I know I'm not. I'm certainly not better than everybody by any stretch of the imagination. And I always know that I'm on a spiral. So what is this going to open up to? And what is that going to open up to? And the 3 days this week that I was on the pyramid for hours in the morning by myself, there's stars, sun, moon, Venus, spirit guides. I mean, just like goes on and on and on. I surrendered being in control at all after packing my bag. I am very good at packing my bag. I have to climb up 170 feet in the dark. I have to walk over rocks and uneven and through trees and all kinds of stuff. Okay. There's living beings and bushes and trees and bugs. So I have certain things, you know, I have a sarong to put over my head and a little clip to put. So as I'm meditating and the sun's coming up, so I have this preparation. I know I'm going to want to burn incense and things. I know I'm going to want to give certain gifts to the land. I know I'm going to want to bring my rattle, my drum, my kukulkan walking stick. These are the preparations. So what I want you to realize is that your intuitive body is standing there, but doesn't know which preparations you want. You know, are you going to go climb the pyramid, or are you going to stay here and just feel sorry for yourself? You know, so whatever you're doing, there's another level. Okay. And what I want you to do right now is take away from this that I love myself. I accept myself. I realize who I am completely. I no longer hide any part of me in the dark. I no longer am ashamed of any part of me, afraid of any part of me. I know who I am. And I love who I am, and I accept who I am, and I forgive who I am, and I come into harmony with who I am, and together we begin to transcend, bathed in compassion. This is law. This is not like you, well, maybe that'll happen for me. You can't go to acceptance and not be bathed in that stuff. It's like you went to the beach. Oh, I went to the beach, but I didn't hear the waves. Sorry, not going to happen. Okay? Don't do it. So I want you to say you're ready to invest in developing your intuitive skills. Okay? And I'm talking about you will invest your time. You will make a commitment to watch your words, to use the law of substitution. Oh, that was not a good thing to say. Okay? Now, some of this stuff we learned eons ago, but then we forgot it. And then we thought it was dumb. And then because we were low consciousness back then, we're completely different people now. Last year, I was just slapped in the face by spirit. I spent the entire summer deep inside. I had 2 eye surgeries and an ear surgery, very involved stuff that required me to stay inside for months, which is extremely bizarre for me. And I went so deep in my spiritual growth because I didn't see it as bad. I was like, oh, you want me there? Okay. What can I do? I can't see, I can't type, I can't write, I can't go for a walk. Okay. I go within. I pay attention. Then you see yourself. And spirit shows me, I ask him to show me, where am I judging? I go to sacred sites and I still judge people who are being rude. People who throw trash, or people who graffiti, or people who talk loudly, or people who, you know, whatever. Now, I'm aware that I'm judging that. So I'm bringing love to that. As I bring love to that, I have to look that I am the one causing that reflection. So the fact that I'm judging people who don't go to sacred sites in a sacred way makes them show up in my reality. It's pretty amazing when you realize it all comes back to me. All comes back to me. So there's no one to blame. So there's no one to be mad at. There's no one to hide from. There's no one to be ashamed of. You don't have to impress anybody. You can pull all of you out of the closet. This is just gold. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So my spirit guides are always with me. Tomorrow, we're going to have a very special show. We're throwing out anything we said. We're having a wealth bonanza. And my spirit guides are going to come. They want to create a spirit guide circle for you guys. They want you to connect to your wealth, abundance, prosperity, renewal, nourishment, these kinds of things. They're going to build you up. So you are the only one who can do it. So the commitment you're making to me, if you want, thank you. Because if you say to this circle, to your spirit guides, to your higher self, to your body, you say to the world around you, regardless what it is, right now in this moment, you know that everything feels and sees your vibration. Whether you say it out loud, you say it in your heart, say it all, write it down, do all of them if you really want it. But your word is a spell. You are magic. You are the divine. Nothing can happen unless it comes from you. So you must realize who you are. You must respect who you are. You must renew, re-enroll who you are, rejuvenate, resurrect who you are, but not to be who you thought you were. Up and out, shed. The serpent is going to be with us for this next few weeks through the Lion's Gate, through the Intuition Awakening. We're going to have so much powerful shedding, transformation, changing your path from pain to prosperity, from lack and loss to growth and thriving. There is nothing to stop you because it's already here. It's only a shift in consciousness. It's using your command, your confidence. It's using your creativity. It's using these abilities no longer against yourself, no longer to hold yourself back, no longer to make yourself dumb or weak or a victim. You don't want to play those games. They don't want to play those games. So now thrive in the way that you wish and love by listening and following your intuitive guidance 24/7. So the agreement is I will follow and listen to my intuitive guidance 24/7. That means if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm not going to think it's bad. I'm going to think my intuition is talking to me. There's something important going on right now. Maybe Venus is above. Maybe somebody died. Maybe, a flower just bloomed. Maybe I just had this epic completion in another realm in my dream world. Everything is speaking to you all the time. You live in a world of magic. There's nothing you need to change to get there. I just have to let it go. Thank you for staying. It does not require anyone, anything, any money, any degree, any house, any car, any designer clothes. It does not need to feed your ego or your materialistic addictions. It feeds your heart. It feeds the freedom. It feeds the bliss that is bursting inside of you. And nothing has to be achieved. You don't have to wait for that person to change jobs, this person to grow up, that person to agree to you, that person to say you're sorry, you to forgive the whole world because you're working on forgiveness. This is a big self-pity thing. When you become self-realized, you see where you're really self-pitying. You're walking around going, look at me, it's so bad. I have this wound, I have this wound, I have this wound. I am not denying your wounds. We're full of them. We can have a big powwow one day and say, hey, yeah, check that scar out. We'll check this scar out. Hey, this person did this to me. Hey, that person did that to me. Woohoo! Guess what? It means you're a spiritual fucking rock star. So go with it. Be it now. Do it now. Stop waiting. Use your power, use your voice, use your thoughts, use it for love, because that's what will come back to you. Use it for prosperity, magic. What do you want to see in your world? I used to say, I want to reclaim my innocence. I want every day to be full of magic and harmony and bliss, even if I'm doing things I don't like, even if I'm doing the dishes. So everything has turned into that in the weirdest ways ever. You don't get hooked on when and where and how. Let your intuitive body do it, baby. It knows how to do it. You don't have to work so hard. Lay back. So my oracle people know, lay down in the center of your being, lay in a big lounge chair. Maybe it's floating on a crystal sea. You're there, you're in your bliss, freedom, your heart is bursting with it. Everything you could imagine is at your fingertips. You know that you're ready to grow and thrive, that it's only a matter of you thinking. You're held, you're fed. Suddenly your intuitive path opens up before you. Because you're not forging it, you're not fighting it, you don't need the machete anymore. The machete floats away in this sea of bliss. Now all around you, you close your eyes. You take a deep breath in. I am here to awaken my intuitive pathway. I am here to remember who I am. I am here to change my life. I'm here for freedom and bliss. Blow it out and see and feel it now. It goes through your bones, it goes through your blood, it goes through your skin, it goes into your hair, it goes pulsing through your aura. Let it cleanse. Freedom and bliss. What does that feel like? Yes, please. Are you accepting it? Are you judging it? Oh, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Stop telling that story. Stop reporting that story. Don't be a reporter. Be a creator. Don't be a reporter. Be a creator. Don't be a reporter. Be the creator. What does the creator do? You're floating along this path you've walked before. You know because you feel it. because everything is just the way that you would wish. You feel held by love, flowing, flowing, flowing. I am here once again. I know I've walked here before, but I walked here with war. I walked here with judgment. I walked here with shame. I walked here with fear. I walked here as the slave and the servant. I walked here as the cruel master. I walked here as the disowned. I walked here as the one who sentenced others. I have been all, I have done all, and I know it is all here. I am the only one that taps into these powers, these times, these places, these wisdoms, these pathways, these timelines. I can choose lack, struggle, and pain. I can choose joy, creativity, meaning, purpose, ease, grace. What is it I want? What is it I want? What is it I really, really, really want? Take another deep breath in. Into that breath, put this command, use your words. Say, I now command my emotional body in this state of acceptance to forgive and receive the infinite flow. Blow it out. Again, that intention moves in a pulse, in a wave. Do you see it? What color is it? Does it feel magnetic? Does it feel like flow? Is it the most subtle cloud? What's the sense? What's the feeling? What is speaking to you? I am in the intuitive flow. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. You feel the divine hand of the mother, the galactic goddess. Beneath you, she rises through this beautiful crystal waters, the intuitive waters of your clear, beautiful light body. She lifts you up and says, take this moment. Choose limitless flow. Feel the power surround you. You are in the Koyopa, you are in the lightning, you are in the nerve center, the coiled potential of your joy, your creativity, the purpose. You are here, your soul's path, your strength, your wisdom, the pearls of wisdom you hold. Free them now. The meaning was never struggle. The meaning was never punishment. The meaning was never condemnation. Now your intuition stands at the ready. I point the way. What do you wish for? What do you want? You need to say by embodying it, be cleansed. The crystal waters pour through you. I am ready for the powers that allow the joy, the love, the happiness, success, wealth, abundance, limitless reverence, serenity, and gratitude, fascination, interesting, abstract experiences, traveling through realms. I invite my intuitive body. I restore my intuitive senses. I let the silver goddess ray infuse me. Nourish now the Kundalini. Nourish the balance, sacred masculine, sacred feminine, wealth in all forms, living within me, full of potential. I am so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am awakening. I feel the pulse of the world awakening. I feel it in my sacral. I am ready to know who I am. Suddenly, the space opens. The path to your success is there around you. You can feel the happiness. It's at your fingertips. You are being lapped like you're standing at the shores of fulfillment. They are there, lapping at your toes. but you don't know how to communicate with them. You don't know how to communicate with the divine. You see in front of you the intuitive nature. Everything is there. Your whole soul is there. Your intuitive body is reaching to you. The hands are reaching to you. This is the moment of your spiritual empowerment. It's time for you to let go. You must trust. Nothing you knew. You need now. You need to move into new ways, new realms. The guidance is already within you. What do you say? Do you turn back to fear? Do you strap into doubt? Or do you step into the infinite? You cannot enter this field with only parts of you. You must accept all of you. You turn and you look, and across the beach, as far as you can see, there you are. You, oh my goodness, you in every life, in every time, you in every age, you when you were being horrible, you when you were succeeding, you when you were in bliss, you when you were in pain. Every you lying down this infinite shores, the infinite, oh, I'm already aligned with everything I need. You suddenly see it all becomes a pattern. It all becomes a flow. Every you was just a moment in time waiting for you to receive it. You now take a giant straw and you suck and drink all of it in. You communicate. It goes in. It fills you. My wishes are already fulfilled. I am already successful. I'm already wealthy. I'm already divine. It happened even though I didn't do that right, even though I was a failure, even though they said this, even though they said that, even though I believed this. It is here. Now you stand on the shores. All is one. One is all in Lak'ech. I am another you. You are another me. You are another me. And you are another me. And that was another me. But now is the time of unity. This is a reverent reunion. I am here. I am now. I and now demand and command access to my intuitive body, to the guidance, abundance, and wisdom that I am ready to embody. I think and use my powers with wisdom. I accept the honor of being who I am. I did not understand. Please forgive me. I did not understand. Thank you for reminding me. I did not understand. I love you. I love you. I love you. I did not understand. I'm sorry for the suffering, yet I know that the suffering has the jewels. And right now, I ask the universe to give me the jewels, to give everyone the jewels from their suffering. We're not waiting to receive it anymore. We're not waiting for the day of the divine reunion. We're not waiting for death. We're not waiting for age. We're not waiting for a certain amount of money. We're not waiting for a certain weight or a certain health or a certain condition. We're not waiting for a certain person. We're not waiting for a certain date. Now is the time. It is the only time. It is the time that we came for. My wishes are already here. My strength is here. My courage is here. My money is here. My spiritual ecstasy is here. And I am here today to embrace, to embody, and to commit to being the commander of my intuitive gift. Now, in the now, right now, I accept now. There is nothing but the now. Right now, I accept myself. Every single bit. It is done. Right now, I realize myself. Right now, it is done. Now, in the now, the eternal present now, the now that holds every gift, every path, every solution, every support, every love, everything is here. This is divine source. I am in it. I am of it. I am supported and loved by it. There is nothing that can keep my good from me. As I accept myself, I accept the law of divine compensation, the law of substitution, the law of attraction, the law of all divine gifts. In reverence, I accept this reunion. I free my intuitive body from the blocks, the fears, the judgments. I no longer judge and fear my gifts. I no longer judge and fear money. I no longer judge my gifts with others, with love, with worthiness, with deservingness, with my body, with my job, with my past. As I declare these, it's so it is, and it is done. So be it. Step into this new reality. I am self-aware, I am self-realized, and I am here to become. Now, this is where you state what you would wish to become right now, right here. What would you like your intuition awakening to do for you first? Your intuitive body is standing here to point the way. There's nothing that can be held from you because you are the only creator. The reflection around you will not explain. It will open the world for you to enter as the creator. You're not the reporter. Do not report the past, the pain, or the doubt. I accept my intuition, spiritual faculties, and I am ready to follow them. Point the way. You are the navigator. I'm living fully in the now. I'm making my dreams come true. I am listening. I am here. It is done. And so it is, and so it is. Now state or feel anything you want to state who you are. I was specifically told with the exact words and what it means to me. It is time for you to become the self-realized spiritual teacher. I took those words, I wrote them, I think them, I say them, and I look at myself. I take my self-realization deeper, my intuitive connections deeper. I ask them to bring me new ideas. I ask them to strengthen their capacity. I ask them to connect to new realms in new ways, to be clearer, to be stronger, to be faster. I am in a training with my intuitive network, and that is what you have received today. The gift of re-enrolling acceptance is how you complete this. I accept with great gratitude all that has been released, revealed, received, and given. I accept the path. I accept the connection of clarity, strength, love, peace, and openness I have with my spiritual attunement to my intuitive network that shifts in every moment. It is a constantly attuning. I listen and follow it, and then I am there in that moment. And in that moment, my intuition points the way. Always, in every moment, everything I could require is there. In every place and space, if I live fully in the now moment, my dreams are there to meet me. And my dreams always come true. They are true right now. My intuition has showed me. I've accepted them. This is a reunion of reverence, respect, and realization. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love myself. I accept myself. I walk into my day as myself. Now come into your body, look around in your world, move your hands, touch your skin, see everything is luminous, see the difference. The way that it is speaking to you is your new intuitive language. Do you see it vibrating? Do you see different colors moving through it? Do you taste it? Do you have a different sense of lightness in your body, in your skin? Are you seeing your whole world moving around? Are you seeing a pyramid? Are you seeing colors overlaying things? Are you feeling a vibrating somewhere in your body? These are your intuitive senses that have all been renewed, re-enrolled, accepted, realized, freed from those parts of you that were in shame and blame, hiding. Full self-acceptance is your commitment. I agree. I am self-realized, self-loving, self-accepting, and self-supporting. I feel like there's a different way of doing that. Feel those, make them real, download them, embody them, put them inside of you. And then when you are ready to come into your day and embody your body and open your eyes, make this declaration. I walk the intuitive spiritual path that is already here for me. It is done. It is guiding me. It is loving me. I love myself. The world is awakening, and the path to success and happiness and fulfillment is here. I am on the shores of the infinite bliss I have always wanted to create. I bring my ability to communicate directly with the divine, with nature, with my soul, with these spiritual empowerments, with these new intuitive networks, with these new skills. I bring them with me into this world because I have aligned with the universe, who has aligned everything I need. It is waiting for me to receive it. My wishes are fulfilled. Now is the time, and I am in a flow, accessing my guidance, abundance, and wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We thank everyone. We thank this moment. We thank this circle. And so it is. Namaste. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and the beauty of this go with you here and now and today. This was again a very powerful spiritual mystery school process. Please give it the sacredness, the value, and the power, the respect it deserves, because it just changed who you are, just changed your life profoundly. We've just changed the world. Stay in the frequency of this. Repeat this, share this, come to the school, do tomorrow with me, repeat yesterday, take these things to heart. We are opening doorways of great wisdom to you, and they are pearls, they are gems, they are strengths, they are guidance. So remember what Laurel, Laura, I can't remember her name now, Scoville Shin. Intuition is a spiritual factory. It doesn't explain, it points the way. So now that you're reconnecting with it, you have to give it what you want. Your GPS is to think, to catch those words, to use the law of substitution, to replace any negative inner talk or feelings. Even if you don't even say the words now, you're so good at it that you don't say it out loud. Oh God, of course it didn't work out for me. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Then your head went, it doesn't work out for me. And no, you're not even going to go there. You're going, no. I'm going to put on a song. La, 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 la. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen. Oh, I'm going to listen to something else. I'm going to replace it. Now I'm going to replace it. Now I'm going to replace it. Guess what? My intuition is pointing the way right now in this moment. There's a different thought. There's a different way. There's a joyful way. There's a happy way. I like joy. I like happy. I like magic. Where's that one? Where's that one? Where's that one? That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. What do you want? Become self-realized. Let all of you free. Let the inner child free. Let the part of you that wants free. Let it all play. Let it create a whole new cocktail of who you are. Connect to your intuitive network in a whole new way and live fully in the now so that your dreams can come true. Okay, my darlings. Oh, I love you so much. I am. Hi, Stacy Jam. I'm having physical feelings in my belly. Oh, you're so welcome. I know. How wonderful. Okay, well, thank you for that experience. You know, I do, my marketing mind says, you know, come make these really short, make them simple. You know, you have to do that. And then my spirit says, I have to do what spirit wants me to do. So we are going to divide these up for the class because these are classes. So this is really Intuition Awakening 2025, class 1, 2, and 3. So those processes are very powerful to repeat. Also, all of the wisdom we got in the beginning, because it's speaking to our perspective, our mindset. It's speaking to the breakdown that we see happening around the world. What's the good thing about the breakdown? Maybe it's scary. Maybe you don't like that your job left. You don't like the way that this government is doing something. Okay, you don't have to agree with it. Don't create any more of it by giving it any of your hate either. What do you want instead? Use the law of substitution. You know what? I really would love it if there could just be this beautiful thing where this is so horrible right now that people finally wake up. They finally wake up and think, you know, I'm tired of waiting for someone else to rescue me. I'm tired of someone else to fix this. I'm tired of complaining about it. I'm tired of feeling there's nothing changes. If that's the tipping point, then it's good. What is your tipping point? If you're tuned into your intuitive body and you're doing this work, guess what you get to do? You get to walk through this in a completely different way. You don't go into the fear. You don't listen to the news, because you're over here creating the world of light. And you're doing it through your own fears, through your own connection to that, through all of this leaving you too. It's not like you just suddenly go, oh, I'm perfect. But we have each other. And we have this beautiful light and these priestesses and the love and the color and everything. We have to believe, okay? So be like a cat. Okay, there you go. Be like a kitty cat. There's 3 kitties floating on a cloud. Cats detach. They enjoy, they ask for what they want, they appreciate it, they enjoy it, and then they detach and they float off to another realm. Thank you for being a co-creator of bliss, abundance, and harmony. Thank you for loving yourself. Thank you for realizing you're fantastic no matter what has happened to you. Thank you for taking your power back from all those stories of everyone else. Thank you for renewing and refreshing who you are. Thank you for coming in and commanding a life of love and infinite bliss and freedom. I'm so happy we're playing together. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye tomorrow. Woot woot.